All right, you guys, let's get the rest of this Abraham Lincoln book done. I ate some lunch. I have a cup of coffee with me. And we left off with the Emancipation Proclamation. So on January 1st, 1863, Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation and instantly transformed the American Civil War into a conflict to abolish slavery. The proclamation did not allow slavery completely or make the new freedmen citizens. It freed slaves only in the 10 states still in rebellion and ignored those in the border states of Maryland, Delaware, Kentucky, and Missouri. It also exempted Tennessee, the new state of West Virginia, and parts of Louisiana and the Tidewater region of Virginia. The proclamation immediately liberated no more than 50,000 slaves already behind Union lines, but that number grew dramatically as Union troops advanced deeper into the Confederacy. Later generations have praised Lincoln's actions, which he based on his authority as the nation's commander-in-chief, but many of his contemporaries opposed to the proclamation. Southern slaveholders resisted the seizure of capital assets worth them more than $3 billion, and racial prejudice drove many whites into the North to criticize the president. For some abolitionists, it was too timid of an act, but most African American leaders agreed with Frederick Douglass that the proclamation represented the answer to the agonizing prayers of centuries. The ratification of the 13th Amendment to the Constitution 3 years later assured the end of slavery throughout the United States. So this first picture I'm going to show you is the Emancipation Proclamation painting by A. Lamb, done in 1863. Let's see how close I can get her there. And then the second painting is Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. It's a color engraving from 1865. So an engraving is usually done on clay or wood, and they carve into it, and then they put the color over it. And when you think about somebody carving this, it's absolutely amazing. I mean, look at that detail. All right. The following National Park Service sites interpret different aspects of Abraham Lincoln's life. For more information on this in our national parks, you can visit www.mps.gov. So there's a list of them, and I'll put them in the description so that you can have that. But the first is Abraham Lincoln's birthplace, National Historic Park in near Hodgeville, Kentucky. Lincoln's Boyhood National Memorial in Lincoln City, Indiana. Lincoln's Home National Historic Site in Springfield, Illinois. Ford's Theater National Historic Site in Washington, D.C. The Lincoln Memorial, also in Washington, D.C. Mount Rushmore National Memorial in South Dakota. And this just says, the National Park System is comprised of over 400 sites located in all of the 50 states, the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands, Guam, and American Samoa. America's National Park preserve and protect our nation's history and beauty. There are parks that commemorate famous Americans, important battles, the Civil Rights Movement. Other sites interpret great inventions and innovations. You can view the spectacular beauty of our natural wonders and enjoy recreation and relaxation in all of these special places. There are so many national parks telling so many stories. There are dozens for you to discover. You'll have an amazing adventure as you explore and experience America's National Parks. So that's the end of the Discover America's National Parks book about Abraham Lincoln. I hope you enjoyed this little series, and happy birthday, Abe, and thanks for all that you did for our country.